Sup shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Members video where today we're going to be reviewing a track called Dalabengba by Zhou Shen, performed live. We switch over to here. This is an SP Members video. It is a weekly video that I'm doing on the channel. SP members, people who join the YouTube channel for a monthly subscription, they can get to choose a song for me to review per week. People can vote on what musician or artist I do. It's similar to how the SP Patreon works, but when you become an SP patron, you get your own custom monthly review, whereas this is something I'm sort of doing more sort of centered around the YouTube channel. I'm making this video public just for this very first one, but for future ones, these SP member videos are going to be exclusive to SP members. So to explain that, basically, they're going to go live on Mondays, and then the week after they'll be available to everyone else. So I'm not going to be permanently gating off this content to people, but people who join the channel as SP members are going to get access to the videos a week early. So hopefully that makes sense, just as a thanks for their support for the channel, you know, especially as I can't really monetize the videos via AdSense or anything like that, because these artists and musicians claim the copyright immediately, so it's not like I can make money from that. Let's continue. Let's get into the song Dalabengba. We're going to listen through this track from start to finish. We're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Oh, some interesting synths here. Oh wow, his voice is phenomenal, isn't it? Phenomenal. It's nice to be able to do these live performances here, you know, that's another thing we can do. If we're going through doing these SP member videos, we can go look through some YouTube stuff as well. Because it's not the same as the fan request live streams where we're limited by like YouTube claiming the copyright, you know, we can just, if for whatever reason it doesn't go up in its form, I'll figure out some way around it for these weekly videos. It's nice to have the hand drums, the percussion, the bass and guitar in there. We're not hesitating. We've got a little bit of his voice at the start, but at the same time, there's just a lot to appreciate, you know? A very unique voice. I like how he goes up in his range and then like he switches up in his verse section among the chord no groove on the kick drums, and he suddenly goes just a little bit lower. He's still way above the range of the other instruments in the mix, but you know, especially with the punchiness of the piano and even percussion and everything like that, that softness is appreciated as a contrast. Lovely slap bass in the blob section, you know? Yeah, it's nice to have a slap bass that's EQ'd effectively and that keeps the groove of the rest of the elements. Okay. I mean, he's got great stage presence, isn't he? Sorry, I've never heard him go down in that range before. I didn't even realize he was capable of doing that. That's phenomenal. Are there the game sounds as well? Like the little coin sounds like Super Mario or something like that? Oh, there is Super Mario. Oh, he can dance as well. He's the whole package, isn't he? Like, I'm not usually a fan of watching game shows like or music contests like this, but it's nice to see how these musicians perform when they're outside of a studio environment. Really interesting synth line there, just to split up that vocal-led sort of hook section that we had before. Lots of coloration and flourish to it. Okay, similar approach to what we had before with the verse section. I mean, I'm sure there's some context for why we have the coin sounds, but that's okay. A little bit of Pac-Man in there as well, it's kind of unusual. That falsetto range is welcome. Lots of charisma in this performance. I like how he seems like he's really in his own state of flow. There's no hesitation whatsoever. They've practiced this a lot. They're comfortable on stage. The crowd is enamored with them. This would be great in first impression to Zhou Shen if I hadn't already heard them beforehand. Now I'm wondering if this is his more traditional stuff or if this is the stuff he had to do to please the labels. The falsetto is angelic, isn't it? Oh, those chiptune synths are a nice adjustment to what we've had previously. I'm assuming this is an interlude. Having a different texture in the instruments in this part allows you to kind of guess that's the case. It's very meta, isn't it? I'm reacting to people reacting to Zhou Shen. This is just what YouTube is nowadays, isn't it? It's just reacting to reactions of reactors. Oh, we're going a bit slower here in the tempo. I mean, as you know, you can literally hear that, but I'm not sure why that is. Is this a breakdown? Are we going to get a little bit heavy with the synth or something like that? It's just simply because he wanted to do the chorus again, but didn't know how to reiterate it without it being more generic. Is it going to get faster than this? No, it's not going to get faster than this. I don't know why we slowed down. That's kind of weird. Oh, we are going quicker. This is fun. It's kind of that thing where you go like clap, 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 clap. It's got that kind of vibe about it where eventually it just becomes frenetic and nobody's able to keep up. Like, honestly, like, I don't even think we need Zhou Shen's vocals at this bit. That beat behind it is fire. The sidechaining on that kick with the bass and synth elements. And there's a little bit of tension, like, we're going to that flat fifth or something like that. A little bit of diminished or augmented triad there. And the power there for that mic to be that far away from his mouth and to be getting that clarity there. And I'm pretty sure that we took the sound bite from Five Nights at Freddy's there for the yay from the kids. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to get on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because they're fairly anal about copyright, aren't they? So this must have been the height of the COVID stuff because nobody's allowed to be on the stage with him, which is a shame. You know, for him to carry himself that well whilst knowing that nobody's there to watch him, it'd be kind of an alien experience, though I suppose there's no limitations, is it? It's not like he couldn't just go and, like, do something really ridiculous on stage. But yeah, no, that was great. Okay, that was the first SB members video, Zhou Shen. Again, if you want to choose the video that we do next week, become an SB member. Let us know what you want me to review. Weekly on Mondays. If I'm not mistaken with the pronunciation of it, this specific suggestion was actually provided by Hong Xiao Xiao, so thank you, Hong Xiao Xiao, for this choice. But in terms of an actual conclusion, because this is the conclusion for this review, this is members review here, of Dalabengba. The story, I'm not sure what the story is. I don't think I have lyrics for it, but given that he had a baby at the end, lots of like video game and kids sort of shouting yay at the end, I'm assuming it was about youthful vibrancy or something like that, or enjoying life and not allowing yourself to feel too old or something like that. That's my best guess about what this track is about. The singing from Zhou Shen was phenomenal as per usual. Really great way with words. He got golden pipes, you know. It was nice to hear Zhou Shen down that lower range. I haven't really heard him down there before. And I don't think he was needing to stretch himself too much. But again, I love hearing musicians like Zhou Shen live because their live studio performances are so damn near perfect that it's almost surreal. And you can't really trust that it's perfect, that it's actually what they sound like. And it's validating, you know, it validates Zhou Shen, I think, as a musician, these live performances here. Lots of pep and charisma to it. I liked that we were just as good when we slowed down as when we sped up there, and we kept up with the music well, and we kept a sense of professionalism about the entire performance there. And, you know, it wasn't just that. He wasn't only singing, he was also dancing, and there was the choreography, and there was the general manner of which Zhou Shen carried himself. That was addictive, and it makes me want to look at more of Zhou Shen. And that in return makes him a fairly compelling artist, and I can understand entirely why he's so successful. And I can understand why he's involved in these shows, you know. People like to watch him sing. They like to watch him perform. Congrats to him on his success. The structure of this song, I think you had a verse, chorus structure, with that slowdown in the interlude at the end with the slowly building chorus section with the hook line being repeated there. It was catchy, it was invigorating, you know. It was 4 minutes. I don't think we could have necessarily had more to the song than what we had, but that's fine. We didn't need to overdo it or overcomplicate it. I do appreciate what we've got going here in regards to the fact that we allowed the instruments to have their own sort of face in the mix. We didn't just have Zhou Shen sing for most of the time. We weren't paranoid about him not being the focal point, allowing those synth melodies and the bass lines and the chord note kicks being there just to kind of sit and be enjoyable. And I like the sub-layering of the other instruments, like the piano and other parts in there as well. We might have had some backing vocals at some points, but most of the time we just had Zhou Shen in the center of the stereo field, and that was all we really needed. Again, it's an audio-visual experience. A lot of the magic comes from watching and listening to it at the same time, and it is truly a spectacle, you know. Think that the studio production, the recording, mixing and mastering and everything was sensational, especially considering this was a live performance. His voice was EQ'd phenomenally, you know. It was nice and clear. It sat well within the rest of the instruments. I don't know whether he was like playing with other musicians or whether it was just a backing track, but either way, like the ability to sync up with that either way is fantastic, and it was an organic performance there. There was no sort of pumping or anything like that. It was nice and exactly what I'd expect from like this level of the scale of production here, you know. You look at the stage and it looks absolutely ridiculous, the amount of stuff they've got going on. Well done to Zhou Shen again for being a part of this. It showed off his best interests, you know. Again, the voice, there wasn't any auto-tune or anything on the voice. It was a fairly raw in that regard. There may be a little bit of reverb, but it was mostly just Zhou Shen's pipes, exactly the way that you'd want to hear them. And the rest of the instruments, you know, there was effects change on the rest of them. So they'd sit together and there was a bit of compression on the drums and everything like that. But nothing ever sounded like it was rubbing another thing the wrong way. And ultimately, the limiting compression overall was fantastic again. Especially for a YouTube video, you know, even with the way the YouTube compresses and deals with audio, it wasn't a detriment. It was splendid to listen to. I really wish Zhou Shen the best of luck in the future. And that was effectively my SP members video for this week. For Zhou Shen's Dalabengba, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Zhou Shen some love via his various social medias. And I'm sure he's got a YouTube page, if not, you know. No, he does have a YouTube page, I think. And stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either hell more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. And yeah, I'll see you in the next SP Members review. Remember, if you want to vote on these weekly videos, please do go and join and check that out. People who sign up to the SP Member thing also get a priority pick once per month on SP fan requests. But I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon. Spider hands out.